Namaskar, greetings. So, welcome to Coaching Conversations with Srividya, Nagaraju, and
Constantine Pappas. So we're going to go straight into episode 1, embracing who you are. We often underestimate really embracing who we are in the present, really understanding ourselves and owning who we are and our individualism. So Sri, share with us the underscoring mindset that you live by, and I know a lot of my clients love.
be content with what you have, but never with your action. I think that's the focus we're going to do in this series. And let's first accept wherever I am, whether I should have been somewhere or not, but the fact remains I am here where I am today. The more I accept, then I'll be able to focus on the future, the next path. When this connects back to our initial conversations, that we don't have to worry about what people think, because we are not here to impress, but we are here to express for who we are and what we want.
Exactly. So that underscores this process. Thank you, Sri. It's about fully embracing and expressing who you are. The first thing, step back, take an outside-in view. If you can ideally do this with a coaching partner like Sri and I do, it helps you get out of your head. So we're going to take you through 3 key distinctions about embracing yourself to help fully unleash yourself, getting present to who you are. So number 1, the foundation, which we often do not tap into enough, is thinking about what are your top non-negotiable values that form your guiding compass in terms of how you intend to live your life and you pursue your goals. Shri, you have a wonderful analogy that will help us understand what this means. What is it?
A simple thing, we all use onion in our kitchen every day, right? So if you can think of onion has multiple layers. Okay, so the outside layer is very fragile and thin. It kind of peels off easily by itself sometimes. You don't
like this.
There you
go on.
Right? So it's very easy to peel off and it's very thin and fragile. But as we go inside, it is more thick and thicker as we go inside. And it's small inside. So the outside layer, we call it preference. It's just a preference. I would prefer to follow that, but not all the time. Then the second set of layers, I call them principles. That means not just a preference, I try my best to do it most of the time. If I can say, most of the time I would like to follow that. That's called principle. And find which I follow no matter what the situation. Always I follow, I practice that. That is called value, the core value, which we will never compromise no matter what. I think it's very important for that simple exercise. First, we make a list, laundry list of all the values, and then start asking, have I ever compromised this in my life? Then you shortlist, then you will come up with core values. I'm sure, Con, you've done that. So tell us, what are your probably top 2-3 core values?
So without going to detail, but what I ask you guys to do is not only name them, like I'm going to name mine, but try and define how you want to live them. So my 3 most important ones are humor, which is like living the child within, or bring the child out of within. 2, independence, not falling into situations where I feel constrained in terms of who I am. And 3, service to others, making a difference wherever I can in every interaction. To Shri's point about noticing when your values may not be in sync, you often feel it. You kind of start to shake, or something's wrong in your head. So that's how to notice it. So that's the first piece. The second piece, once you've got that core onion piece, is what makes you unique in terms of your strengths, your distinct strengths. So ask yourself the question, if I asked your friends or colleagues what makes you distinctive, what would they say? Sri, what about you? What are your core strengths?
Interesting. In fact, I did one exercise some time ago, or I keep doing. I just ask my friends and colleagues or whoever and say, what is the one word it comes to your mind when you think of me? Okay, and I've received so there's a pattern, so it helps us to identify a pattern. So first normally comes is me, people say energy. energy, enthusiasm,
It-
commitment,
Yes.
reliable. These are the few words which are consistently I have received. I think I would suggest for all of us to do this exercise. Amazing! It gives you a lot more mm, insight to your own self doing this exercise. Um, once we understand this kind of strength, that helps us who we are, and then keeping that in mind, we define the rest of the processes. When we While I say that, Con, just tell us, what are your drivers, like when you're most engaged and on fire? What is that which helps you take it forward?
Right. So when I'm
Your
most,
drivers.
yeah, my drivers, when I'm most engaged and when I'm most passionate, obviously there's people involved. They're seeing people stretch, become uncomfortable, is seeing them make a difference, is inspiring with others, engaging with others, leaving others in a good space. So the key thing is, as we've discussed, for embracing who you are and the core to expressing yourself is number one, get to the core of your onion. What are your top values? Then I love what Shri said. Ask colleagues, what's a word that you would describe me that makes me distinctive? Thirdly, review your past and your life and where you're most excited and what drives you.
Con, what's in store for us in the next episode?
So our next step on the 3rd of February will be to build on this foundational base and to start to define your purpose. So join us then.